A few signs that you're healing.
Okay.
As you heal, letting go will start to offer you more peace than fear.
Very true.
Care to elaborate?
Very true.
Or is it self-explanatory?
With that, when you talk about more peace than fear, the fear is always that fear of loss.
And the fear starting over.
Fear starting over, that fear of loss. What did I give up?
What if? Yeah.
What did I give up? Was this it and I just wasn't able to hold on to it? Did we try everything that we needed to try? Like, what am I going to walk into if I'm walking away from this?
Mm-hmm.
And when you just get to a point to where you don't, like, I ain't gonna say you don't care no more, but that part of you don't matter anymore, and you just like, look, this just needs to end. And I just need to move on, and I want you to move on, and I want everybody to be happy, and just, like, when you get there, then you know you healed.
Now,
it's hard.
Now, let me ask you something.
Ooh.
Can you get to that point without going through so much? Because that seems, when you get to the point where the fear factor is no longer, a factor, it seems like that's after you've been drugged through the mud. Like, you have no more emotions, you have no more tears to cry.
Most times it is. But what I would encourage people to start doing is I like to do it before I get to the point of no return with you.
Yeah.
So if I know we are getting to a point to where I'm going to dislike you as a person and I'm never going to be able to talk to you again, I'd rather end it there. Because I know that once we get past that point of no return, it's going to be really hard for us to even be, friendly or amicable or associates, because again, you don't know who you're going to meet in this world or who you're going to come across in this world. And if you do come across somebody from your past, you want to at least be able to be like adults and grown folks and be able to speak and have a conversation and be cool about it. But when you get to that point to where y'all said some shit that you just can't take back and things of that, like, you passed it because you ain't healed. When you truly get healed, your floor may be, look, I don't deal with liars. You lied to me. I'm done. I ain't mad at you. This is just my standard and what I live to and what I aspire to, and I don't deal with this, so I had to move on. That's peace. That's healing.
Right.
Because what's not is you continuing to play that game that we always play, let me slide back, let me slide back, let me slide back, and then next thing you know, you back in the same shit that you was in, and you going through the cycle again. So,
Okay.
Man.
As you heal, you will stop trying to force people to see you in ways they're unwilling to. You'll remember more often that choosing yourself is sacred, even if others don't.
Very true.
I think when you get to, I'm gonna be honest with you, that people pleasing and that worrying about how others view you, once you graduate out of that, your life increases tremendously. Your mental well-being, your mental state, all of that, it increases, dog. When you can shed that thing of not worrying about how you're viewed, whether it comes to something that you enjoy, because a lot of times, man, we'll sacrifice our own pleasures or our own enjoyments and things that we want to do, our own passions and desires, because we're afraid of how we may be viewed or how somebody may look, what somebody may say about us. So I think when you can get to that point to where that don't matter,
it's freeing.
It's
very, very freeing.
It's freeing as hell.
Yeah, it's very, very freeing.
Man. As you heal, self-forgiveness feels safer. You'll start trusting that you don't have to hold yourself hostage to your mistakes and shortcomings forever.
Hard one for me, but I get it.
The
one thing that, because not that I'm perfect, because no man is, but I do hold myself to a certain regard and a certain standard in a lot of ways. And when I know I haven't lived up to it, it's sometimes hard for me to forgive myself and understand that I'm going to make mistakes and I got to learn from these mistakes and I got to move forward. I am harder on myself than anybody ever could be. That's why it helped me get over my sensitivity to others, because you're never going to say to me what I'm going to say to me. I know everything that's wrong with me. I know everything that's right with me too, but I know everything that's wrong with me. So there's never going to be something that you say that's going to hurt me more than I can hurt myself. So my goal is now to not hurt myself. Like, to not say, and then what I mean by hurt myself is say things or think things or put things into my mind that do anything but help me uplift myself. And that's part of healing. Like, when you get to a point to where you heal, you forgive yourself because you realize, hey, I'm human. I'm going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I got to be okay with making a mistake, and I got to be okay with moving on. And that's sometimes where we struggle, just being transparent, like struggle with, hey, how do I move forward if I don't forgive myself?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
You get stuck in that place.
You can't. You can't. You have to, you have to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man, things is out of your control.
Yep.
You got to do what you have to do.
Or you got to learn from that mistake. You made the mistake. You did it.
Yeah.
Own up to it. Admit it. Move forward.
As you heal, acceptance without internalizing becomes a little easier. That's a major one, because we tend to be in our own head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we tend to be our own worst critic. We tend to overthink a lot, and we tend to blame ourselves when it's not necessary. We tend to, like you said, we can be our own stumbling block. We don't know how to move on from our own mistake, whether it's a bad decision, whether we got played or whatever, taken advantage of, whatever. We have to be able to recognize that for what it is. If your intentions are good, then try not to jam yourself up about that.
Right.
Because your heart was in the right place.
Right.
So you can't help that. You have no control over how it turned out. Or maybe if another person was involved, the way you was moving, it wasn't reciprocated.
Right.
So you have to let that go. And you see that a lot of times in relationships, man, where, and I really see it a lot of times on the woman's side, where women blame themselves for the relationships ending or something happening to them. They were like, what could I have done better? Or what it is that I did? Or they start feeling like they're not enough. And it's like, it has nothing to do with you, sweetie. Your people's them, they're going to do what they want to do.
1, 2, as hard as it is to accept, sometimes y'all weren't compatible. Y'all weren't meant to be. And that's the hard one, because we think we try and check all these boxes.
Yeah.
Well, I cooked, I cleaned, I gave it to him whenever he wanted to. I was his friend. You checking the boxes. But if y'all don't have a connection and y'all ain't it.
And I'm gonna say this because
it just that's what it is.
The whole, the new thing is, love ain't enough.
Yeah. And
that's fine. But hey,
it's a foundation.
It's definitely the foundation, but sex ain't enough either.
No, it's not.
And I'm saying it's like the compatibility, because people be compatible sexually,
but not.
It's so many other things outside of that, dog. Because guess what? Them sparks that's be flying when y'all in the bedroom, them gonna die down a little bit. Then what you got?
There you go.
But
can you talk to this person about you are choosing a partner for your life? That's what we should. If you're dating with intention, I'm pretty sure that's the intention that you have, is eventually get married or eventually be in a committed relationship moving forward with this person. So this person is who you are with in a partnership for life. Can you do life with this person? And sometimes you may have met someone that was incredible for the time that you met them in. Y'all was both young. Y'all was both attracted to each other. Y'all had all these emotions and feelings, but y'all life went in 2 totally different directions. Accept that. That's where that comes in. Like, just accept it. It's cool. I wasn't meant to be with everybody that I fell in love with. And I understand that, and I respect it. And if more of y'all do, y'all live better lives, I'm trying to tell
you. As you heal, you'll start moving away from trying to convince people to see and understand how they hurt you. You will find peace in not always getting closure. to me, I'm gonna say this: closure can be overrated sometimes.
A lot of times.
Me personally, I don't need to know why you did what you did to me. You did it. I don't care why you did it. You did it. And if I didn't warrant that or cause you to do that
if
to
my
me,
hand didn't call for that, yeah,
then
you shouldn't have did it.
I really don't care what your reasoning behind is. You did it. So I don't really care for closure. Me personally, I don't need closure. A lot of times we get jammed up because we want closure, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Sometimes we disguise with wanting. It ain't that we want closure. It's just we don't want to let that person go because we know once we get that closure, it's over. So we will seek the closure part, knowing you're not getting closure, but you don't want to let that person go. So you're like, yo, I just need closure. I just need closure. Now, I'm not saying in all cases. Some people, they do need that closure because they want to close that chapter. Some people need to know that bit of information so they can move on. I'm just saying, Alonzo, I don't need none of that. You hurt me. You hurt me. And it is what it is. I'm not a big apology guy because I feel like the apology is for the person apologizing. I think it helps the person apologizing more so than it helps the person that was the victim. I feel like you apologize to clear your conscience.
Partially.
Yeah. To make you feel better.
Well, first and foremost, I'm going to say it. First and foremost again. First, an apology, a proper apology, is first a sincere regret of something that you have done to a person. That's the first. The second part is change behavior. This is what I did to you. I'm sorry for doing it to you. This is the behavior that I'm going to change. And I promise you I'm not going to do that again. And then making amends. Making amends could be a gift, a gesture, a request. It could be something to tie this thing in a bow. So that's first. People don't apologize properly, first and foremost. Second, forgiveness is for you. It ain't for the other person. I ask for forgiveness for myself. I'm not asking for you. And I give you permission to not accept my apology. But I also give myself permission to not accept yours. Because I may not need it. I need it to see a situation for what it was. And I need to move on. However I need to do that is however I need to work it out to do that. That may require you. It may not. But I'm not going to chase you around and try and find you so you can make me feel better.
Yeah.
Because it's about how I feel.
Yeah.
It's about how I feel. So I got to get over that. So, no, I may not need your apology. It'd be nice if I had it. It'll help me in the future move on. But a lot of times people show you who they are and we don't believe them. And I'm just a strong believer. As soon as you show me who you are, boom, I believe.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I?
Right.
So the next one, it goes along, as you heal, not getting an apology won't break your spirit like it once did. You'll start remembering your worth more and more with or without an I'm sorry. Yo, I've turned down an apology. Like, I've had someone be like, yo, blah, 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 blah. Yo, I'm sorry. I don't accept. And they was like, what you mean? I don't accept your apology. I appreciate you doing it, but I don't accept. And that was it. I don't have to accept it.
True, you don't. Well, was it a reason why?
I just didn't want to. Because the situation, it was unnecessary.
Okay.
We could have handled it way differently. Way different. And it ain't no relationship shit. It's actually a partner of mine, homeboy. But like, I don't accept. I don't accept. Now I just know how you move, my guy. And ain't no beef. My eyes is open on you now. I thought they were already open. Now they're open. So that's what it is. That's what it was. Ain't no need to have no smoke. I just don't accept, bro. As you heal, alone time will feel more like nourishing and helpful versus isolating and scary. You'll start cherishing your solitude and peace in ways that felt uncomfortable before.
You're damn right.
And let me just say that when this particular piece right here, that's why a lot of people are choosing to remain single. That's why a lot of people are refusing to get back in that dating field. Because once you get this point right here this piece right here, dog, where you can be alone with yourself, yo,
fine with it.
That's the most peaceful time of your life. And it's some of the most happiest. You don't have to worry. It's your selfish phase. It's your selfish phase. You don't have to worry about anything. You ain't worried about no one and nobody. It's all about
Ain't nobody asking you what's right or what's wrong.
Ain't trying to harass you to get
I
you to come out or nothing.
worry about if you ate or not.
Yeah.
Why you ain't talking? Why are you talking?
Yeah.
What you doing? What you trying to do? What you want to eat? I don't know what I want to eat. You want to watch this? I don't like watching that. You don't got to worry about none of that shit. You know what you got to worry about? You, and what the fuck am I gonna eat today?
The dinner bill go from $125 to back to $26.95.
Nigga,
just feeding one.
11.
Well, I was just trying to be generous because we can get down for $10.45.
Yeah, so, you better believe that. And I do.
Eat
with
good. Eat good for $15.
Yeah, with no regrets. Look at my face. This shit was so goddamn good. I will go out and eat by myself with nobody.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yo, that's a dangerous stage when you get into it, bro.
It's the most dangerous stage because I tell people that all the time.
Your tolerance low. Your patience is low because it's like, I don't have to deal with this shit.
It's going to be real hard for me to get married or get in a relationship again unless you bring me that type of peace. Because you damn sure ain't finna fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
It's too good over here.
Yeah. And last one, you'll be shown that there really can be joy on the other side of your pain.
Yeah.
And that's just once the rain clears, the sun come out and you come out better. If you can survive it, you come out better. You come out stronger. You come out healthier. You come out more knowledgeable, more experienced, hopefully smarter. Yeah. Hopefully smarter. Don't go through all of those things. And then once you get back to the point of where you feeling like you again, you go right back to the shit that brought you down to the dumps. Yeah. It's such a waste.
It is.
It is such an unhealthy waste. Yo, we have to be stronger to stop dabbling in things that damn near destroyed us. Because we'll go back to it. Knowing the fire hot. But I just remember a certain night it was hitting different. And next thing you know, you're back to the old shenanigans. And
back through them old doors, doing that old shit.
Them old doors. Why don't some men bounce back from hard breakups and relationships?
Because men aren't naturally vulnerable, and when we get into a relationship, it gives us that vulnerability. And when you open yourself up for hurt and pain and like when you open yourself up for the good shit, you open yourself up for the bad shit too.
Oh, that's a fact.
So when you open yourself up for happiness, joy, forever, commitment, laughs, pleasure, all that shit that comes with a good relationship, you also open yourself up to disappointment, pain, betrayal, all the shit that comes along with being in a relationship as well. So for men, I think we really understand the gravity of a relationship and understand that I'm going to be responsible for you. And I'm going to pour all of this shit into you. As a protector and provider, I am asked to give my life. They say women and children first for a reason. Word. I'll gladly do that for you and put my life on the line for you if you are mine. If you are my girl, my wife, my whatever. So understanding that level of responsibility and commitment and putting all of that on the line for it not to work out, hard to bounce back from. Yeah. Especially to do it multiple times. Like, because I think and I want women to really understand this, men do not get into relationships with bad intentions. A lot of times mistakes are made within relationships, no doubt. But I don't think intentionally most men don't get into those type of relationships or contracts without thinking it through. It's just we've had such limited examples and poor examples of what good and great looks like, of what consistency looks like. And that information wasn't necessarily passed down from generation to generation like it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like that good husband thing, that good partner thing, that good father thing isn't like always passed down, talked about. Like more than we go to school and we learn all these facts and figures.
It's like you gaining that experience on the job.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you gaining it from the people who are around you who are figuring it out on their own too.
Okay.
So you've been married 6 minutes, I've been married 7, and you trying to tell, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
You don't have people with 30 and 40-year relationships telling you, this how we did it.
Yeah.
That's
a fact. That's a fact.
And you need that. You have to have that to be able to navigate these waters, because we all think it's something new under the sun. It's not. They've seen it, done it, lived it, and loved it. They know it. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think that you're above or you know more than these older folks that's been out here and that's lived it and done it. You know, if you're married, you should be seeking out older couples to say, hey, how did y'all do it? You know, how did you stay together? But for my brothers, I know it's hard. It's hard to get back on that horse. It's hard to go through heartbreak. You get told by so many things and so many platforms that it's unnatural for a man to be hurt. And that just ain't true.
No, nothing could be further.
It just ain't true. You're going to go through it, bruh. And there's nothing wrong with going through it. The bouncing back and getting out the love again just makes you brave. Because that shit ain't easy. Because the thing I see people run from more so than anything is love.
That's right. And I'm by no means am I comparing the heartache and pain who hurts worse or who's stronger, because it's not about that
at all.
I'm just speaking from a man's standpoint and view.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, when a man has his heart broken, when a good man, a man that's trying to be the best cat he could possibly be,
especially for you, yeah.
When he has his heart broken, it's very hard for men. That's why you see men who they get their heart broken, man, when they was like 20. They ain't been in nothing serious. They 45 and they 50. They ain't trust a woman since. Men are not hopeless romantics.
No.
For the most part, a lot of women are hopeless romantics. Mm-hmm. That's why a part of them, they don't lose faith. It takes so much for them to be like, you know what, hey, I give up. Mm-hmm. They have to go through so much because they hopeless. Their hope is what drives them.
Yeah.
To no fault of their own. Men are not, most men are not wired like that. It's a one shot, one deal. And we can definitely have our views about certain things ruined from just one person.
Yes, absolutely.
We don't need to date her. We go, you hurt me, yo, y'all gonna do the same thing. Women would be like, yo, you hurt me. Now, I know you probably gonna hurt me too, but I'm gonna still give it a shot. Because I see something in you. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Men just be like, and we won't say nothing about it. We just go on this rampage and wondering why women wonder why they can't get our heart, because we done turned it off. Yeah. We done hit it. Yep. And we out here just on autopilot living, and we ain't trying to get in there, and we would never say anything about it.
Nope. Because again,
because we don't share.
When it comes to anger for us, for men, anger skips past where it should go, which is sadness and sorrow. You should be sad. You should have sorrow. We skip that phase and we go strictly to frustration and violence.
And revenge.
And we skip the sadness, because the importance of being sad as a man and feeling sadness as a man is to understand from a human standpoint that you don't want another human to feel that. That's why you hurt. That's why you go through hurt. You go through hurt so you can realize that if it was done to me, I don't like how this was done to me. I don't like how this made me feel. I don't want to do this to another human being and make them feel this way. So I'm going to move differently because I've now learned from that sadness. But when you keep going from anger, frustration, anger, violence, anger. You skip that emotion. All you do is you end up hurting more people because you still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And hurt people, whether they want to or not. So if you haven't healed correctly or healed completely, don't be hopping in no other relationship until you do your work and heal. Because all you're gonna do is hurt people, man or woman. You're just gonna hurt people until you heal and you figure out what hurt you, why it hurt you, why it was or wasn't your fault, what role you played in it, and then you're able to move forward. But until you do that, you're just gonna be out here fucking people up. And I don't want that for you or them.
Yeah.
So,
all right.